Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports Podcast with me, Lichia. So, the rundown this week is 3 NFL stories, then we will go into the NBA news, complete with all-star rosters. When will Deshaun Watson get traded? This is a question that I've had for the past couple of weeks now that I need to know. April 27th is the draft. Now that is still 2 months away, and we're going to get all this news in and out about when Desean Watson will get traded. Personally, I think it's going to happen first week of free agency, because I think that's when teams are going to start to get together what they need, and with this massive quarterback carousel that's going to go on this free agency and off season, we've already seen 3 quarterbacks getting traded around, and yeah, I'm gonna assume it's gonna happen probably by St. Patrick's Day. He will be traded, and I'm thinking he's going to get traded to the Jets just because of their draft capital for this year. They've got 3 number ones this year. So if they give 3 number ones this year, then a couple for next year, and a couple the year after that, they're in the sweet spot. And they've still got draft picks coming up they've still got seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths. They've still got all that. So yeah, I would say the Jets or the Dolphins. The Dolphins because it's Miami, and that's where probably Deshaun wants to go, is to Miami. But don't leave out the Chicago Bears, because they are starving for a quarterback, and they're a good team that could use a good quarterback. And on this quarterback carousel that we've got, will Russell Wilson get traded? I personally think no, because why would the Seahawks trade Russell Wilson? The Seahawks are a good team. The Seahawks have been above 500 for the entirety of the franchise's history with Russell Wilson. He has already got a Super Bowl ring. I understand the whole Malcolm Butler interception at the end of that game back in 2014, where Pete Carroll was trying to get Russell Wilson the MVP of the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's really, I don't know when he's going to get traded, or if he will get traded. Anyway, now moving on to my series. I'm sorry about that pause before. Something was happening in my house and I have no idea. I think it was my mum that was having a little bit of a meltdown and just running around. I just wanted to have a quick listen in, but it's all good now. So, in my series of what the team needs to do next, I have the New England Patriots. What do they need to do? They need to get a quarterback. And what will they do at quarterback? Are they going to re-sign Cam Newton? Or are they going to go after another quarterback? Now, the Patriots have had such success with Tom Brady, and it's like, who wants to follow the man? I've always thought this with teams that have won a massive superstar. Who would want to follow them? Who would want to be that person that has to follow the man? And I think that that's the case within the Patriots. Matthew Stafford didn't want to go there. Carson Wentz didn't want to go there, even though I think the Eagles would have traded Carson Wentz to anywhere. Will Sam Darnold go there? Look for that to be a dark horse in the Sam Darnold trade. I think that Sam might actually go to the Patriots. And that would really, really suck if the Jets fans had to deal with the fact that Sam Darnold might actually be good. Anyway, in moving on to some NBA stuff, we have the Lackluster Lakers. Now, although they won against the Blazers the other night, still, it is really, really weird seeing the Lakers just be so lackluster. I would never have thought at the beginning of this year that I would be thinking about the Lakers being lackluster. But they are. And that's something that we really need to address. So, I think that the Lakers need to get another big. And I know that they've signed 2 10-day contracts for their final 2 roster spots, as they have waived Quinn Cook. But I am so concerned with the lack of rim protection. I wanted Dwight Howard to stay with the Lakers so badly because I believe he is the best rim protector still in this league. And you can see what he's doing in the 76ers. And the 76ers have been balling out, and I'm actually quite worried about the 76ers. I'm more worried about them than I am about the Nets. But I'll talk about that in the next topic. I genuinely believe that the Lakers need something more. It's a big. I would be going out and trying to trade for Blake Griffin. I know that is sort of weird to think about because that contract is massive and it's a toxic contract. It's one of the most toxic contracts in the whole of the NBA, and I thought that John Wall's contract was toxic, but no, it's not. That got traded for another toxic contract, but the Washington Wizards are seeming to be putting stuff together now. But yeah, the lackluster Lakers are worrying me. Who else is worrying me are the Brooklyn Nets. I'm worried about the lack of defense. Now, I know that defense isn't as big a part of the league as what it used to be, as what it was in like the early 2000s. But I'm worried about the lack of defense. They put up amazingly huge numbers. They're trying to out-offense you. But when you don't play defense, you can only out-offense for so long. And I see a lot of Nets fans saying, oh, who can beat us, who can beat us? You know who can beat you? The 76ers. They can beat you. They have Ben Simmons, who is playing at a Defensive Player of the Year category. And they've got Joel Embiid, who will be the MVP of the season. He will be the MVP of the season. But the rest of the Nets, and they've got 2 bona fide snipers in Danny Green and Seth Curry. They've got rim protection in Dwight Howard. They've got amazing other role players like Tobias Harris. I am so worried about the Nets and their future. I hear Nets fans talking about, oh, when we're in the finals. You shouldn't be thinking about the finals. You should be thinking about getting through the East. They will be in the Eastern Conference Finals, but they're not beating the 76ers. I am sorry, they are not beating the 76ers. Yeah, so I'm worried about the Nets. Anyway, All-Star Weekend's next weekend. Who would have thought that we actually got an All-Star game? I'm very, very excited about the All-Star game. As many of you know, that is actually my favourite game of the year, the All-Star game. It's, to me, the most important game just because it's like the best pickup game of the year. It's like the best pickup. Everyone in there goes at 110%, and that's what I love. So I'll go with the East. Kevin Durant, who is out, who is actually being replaced. But Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bradley Beal, Joel Embiid, and Kyrie Irving are your starters. So Kevin Durant has been replaced by Sabonis, but I will get Jason Tatum has been leveled up to a starter, which I'm like, really, Jason Tatum, not Julius Randle. Anyway, in the East's reserves, we've got Jaylen Brown, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, and Nikola Vukovic, who a name is very hard to pronounce, but a whole bunch of us are actually learning how to pronounce Slavic names, which is great. And as I said before, Kevin Durant has been ruled out for the game, so he has been replaced by Sabonis. And Jason Tatum has been elevated to a starter. So first time, there is some first time All-Stars in Zach LaVine and Julius Randle, and I think Jason Tatum is a starter, or is Bradley Beal. One of them is a first time All-Star. So I'm very excited. I'm actually very happy for Knicks Nation, as they have finally got a member of their team into the All-Star game, which is fantastic. I cannot wait to see them all. Cannot wait to see that team and see how it goes. Until they do the is it still East versus West? Yeah, it's still East versus West. Yeah, they're not doing the whole 2 captains pick each team. No, I don't think they are. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. So in the West, we've got LeBron James, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and Kawhi Leonard starting. There's been a lot of people saying that Damian Lillard should have started above Luka Doncic, and I actually agree. But yeah, that's above everything that I know. That's clearly the Dallas fans are more loyal to their team. Anyway, and in the reserves, we've got Anthony Davis, who is still out with his strained calf. We've got Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Zion Williamson, first-time All-Star, and Devin Booker, who is replacing Anthony Davis. So that's a great team in itself. I am so looking forward to seeing how they go in terms of how they all play together. I'm happy for Devin Booker. I'm really happy he has balled out this season. I'm happy for Chris Paul as well, and also first-time All-Stars Zion Williamson. It's incredible to see just some amazing young talent in this All-Star game. So the game of the week, 76ers versus Pacers. Now this will be a playoff series throughout the playoffs. Hopefully the 76ers and the Pacers get a 7-game series, because I believe that they deserve it. I believe that it's going to be a good game. Look for Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons to continue working together really well. They have been working together incredibly well, and for all those, including me, who thought that they couldn't work together, I now think that it's more they couldn't work together under the constraints that they were together. I believe that Doc Rivers deserves Coach of the Year for turning that team around to be the team that could possibly represent the East. He's an Eastern Conference coach, though. He's not a Western Conference coach. And Doc, I have amazing and love and respect for you, but you did not do well with the Clippers. You underachieved in the Clippers, but you're an Eastern Conference coach. And the Pacers are doing well. The Pacers are just a consistently good team. That's all that they are. They're a consistently good team. So yeah, that is all for this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports Podcast with me, Lucia. So I'll catch you all next week. Bye!